The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Eternal is my shepherd, he cares for me always. Well, I have to tell you, I came across the most marvelous story this week that I absolutely have to share. It is Pastor Nancy. And so Pastor Nancy is a pastor in a very rural farming community. And she shared this story. It brings our scriptures to light and to reality, even in today's world. Here are Pastor Nancy's words. Pastor Nancy, can you come over to our house this afternoon? I have something for you to see. The excited 8-year-old voice bubbled over the phone. I'll be there about 2 o'clock, I replied. Thanks, see you then. And then she hung up. What could you make of so much excitement? It was a beautiful late June day and a wonderful day to visit the Windy Hill Farm. The earth was awash in spring greens and flowering fruit trees. Dandelions dotted the side of the dirt road as my car made its way to visit a very excited young lady. Running from the doorway of the house, Brittany was the epitome of fun and joy. Come with me, she said, and she grabbed my hand, pulling me to the large sheep pen on the side of the barn. You have to see this. Her older sister watched in amusement as she dragged me forward. There in the pen were 7 small lambs. They were hers. It was her first herd. Her first opportunity to work with these lovely creatures. Carefully unlocking the gate, she entered the pen. I have names for all of them, and they each know their name. She boasted proudly and excitedly recited all 7 names. Watch this! She crossed to the furthest corner of the pen, and then turning toward the lambs, she called each one by name. As these lambs heard their name, they came running toward her, crowding around her legs of the beaming owner. All 7 sheep responded individually. Now watch this, she said, as she extricated herself from the little herd and went toward the gate. Come, it's time to go. And they all came to her. I love that scene. But what surprised me came next. Her older sister, who had also been one to raise sheep, went to the far corner of the pen, and she called to each one of the lambs. But nothing happened. She called louder. Still, there was no response for the lambs. Then she shouted the phrase, come, it's time to go. And again, nothing happened. Her oldest sister tried the same tactic, but the same thing happened. She even added a special whistle to her command, but she got no response from the lambs. Then Brittany went to the other corner of the pen and called each one, name by name, and each one came. See, Pastor Nancy, they know their names and they know my voice. They won't go to anyone else. I love my lambs and they know it. I have never forgotten that lesson about sheep and some other words of sheep behavior and information given to me by this lovely 8-year-old girl. the Good Shepherd, Jesus, knows your name and calls to you. It is the same Good Shepherd who stood by you through all the trials and tribulations of life. This is the one who will always be there for you. The 23rd Psalm is a song of joy and appreciation for God's constant love for us. You are not alone. Even though you may have or may even be walking through what feels like a dark, dark valley filled with fearful things, remember that the Good Shepherd is always with you, and you will dwell in the presence of the eternal love of God all your life and in the time to come. The Good Shepherd is calling you. Can you hear? Quiet yourself. Shut out the noise of this world. Calm your mind. Ask Spirit to calm your soul. Listen. Listen for that still, small, speaking voice. For God is still speaking, and you are being called into the fold. Can you hear me now?